you had to find the sum or difference. So you needed to distribute the negative, and then you needed to combine like terms. And number 2, same idea, but we're not distributing a negative now. We're just combining like terms. You should never have 2 terms of the same variable and power. Number 3, you were multiplying and combining your variables and powers again. So what I do in 3 is I picked the first 2 terms, multiplied them together. Then I took that new term and multiplied it by the last term. And remember that when you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So that's what I was trying to show here, that you added the exponents of the x's and the y's to get 6y to the 7th over x cubed. And number 4, similarly, you clean up the numbers, you clean up the x's, you clean up the y's. There are no other z's, so it stayed the same. You can't have a negative exponent, so you bring the negatives down as positives, and then you have your final answer. Okay, and number 5, we're going to multiply. But before you multiply, you have to cube, or you need to think of that being written 3 times. So by cubing it, you're going to take the cube to each term. A cube to the variable is like a power to a power, so you multiply. Okay, and then number 6. Number 6 is a multiplication using distributive or box, because now you have to take FOIL one step further and do first, middle, last. Okay, 7 was a FOIL problem. And 8 was distributive, and then there were no like terms, because the only way to be like terms is to have the same power for each. So we have r squared and t, or r and t squared, but never anything the same. Okay, and then on the back, I had you doing your division. So I told you to do long division for 2 of them and synthetic for 2 of them. So here was the first long division. So remember, for long division, I need to see all of your steps down and your final answer across. And the next one was kind of messy. So you multiply and then subtract. So when you're subtracting, you change the signs of both terms that you're subtracting. You have 2 terms you're subtracting because this term distributes to each of those. Okay, and then we have synthetic. Remember, synthetic is special. It only works in certain cases. So the value on the x has to be a 1 in order to be able to use synthetic. So in this case, you take the opposite of the factor, so it's -4. And then you perform synthetic, bring down the first, multiply, add, etc. If it starts as a cube and you divide it by an x, then you get x squared. So the power of the term here is always less than the power of the term there. And then in part B, hopefully you recognize that you were missing some terms up here. So an x to the 5th to x squared, which means you needed a 0 placeholder for 4 and a 0 placeholder for 3. So it's 5, 4, 3, then 2, 1, constant. Then we moved into lesson 6.3. Lesson 6.3 was about classifying as well as finding the value. So in 1 through 4, you had to classify. So in number 1, it was a degree 4 and a quartic is how you classify degree 4. And then the leading coefficient was 6. So in number 1, you had to FOIL those to get both your degree and your leading coefficient. You couldn't look at it in factored form. Number 2 was a cubic. It had degree 3, and it was 1/5 for its leading coefficient. 3 is not a polynomial because you're dividing by a variable. And 4 is not a polynomial that, I don't know why your textbook has that. 4 is definitely a polynomial. So you're allowed to have multiple variables. So you could add up your degrees. So that would be 4, y, and 27. So that's degree 0, degree 1. So you'd have a quartic. And then the leading coefficient would go on the x squared term because it is the highest powered and alphabetically, so it'd be -12. Okay, and then I'll zoom in for your bottom part so you can check your values. So I'll give you a minute to check 13, 16, 12, and 15 too right now. Okay, there's 11 and 12. As well as 14. Okay, and then down at the bottom, we had our function behavior as well as is it even or odd, and then how many zeros. And then over in 19. And then for the last one, you would plug 20 in for every W, and that would give you the approximate wind speed at 20 miles per hour. So 20 squared would give you 400. 400 times 0.013 is 5.2 minus 20 minus 7, negative 21.8. So again, what that means is that if the wind speed is about 20 miles per hour, it feels like negative 21.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes. Sure. Which number do you want? Or there you go. All right, so I'm going to name these a little different because we got so many absentees. So your row is the only row that's a row. So like you're the long row. This team, you're going to be these five. And then the middle is going to be these five. And then there'll be your row of 6. So I grab you. Oh, don't confuse your groups on the maybe two. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so let's play some Jeopardy. That's what you guys picked yesterday.
I'm sorry. I just gave it. It's just I think we need to wake up a little bit. Yeah. All my energy was expecting yesterday.
Sorry, I don't have a Kahoot. Well, I probably do have a Kahoot for this unit. I just didn't. That was not what we picked to play.
It's not competitive enough.
Alright, so what I did on your Jeopardy boards is I actually gave you all the categories across the top so you didn't have to write them all in. So to start us off, let's just start in kind of the middle. So if you have a board, you are doing adding and subtracting for 100. That is correct. Okay, what is negative a plus 3b? What is negative a plus 3b? All right, category and points go to Kayla. Or did he pass them? No, he passed it back, didn't you? Yeah. All right, multiplying polynomials for 200. So write the polynomial like as a product. So if you have an x here and 2 1s and like a 1 and an x, it's okay. We'll skip it. So like is like x plus 2 because of the x of the 2 1s, and then you're subtracting your 1. So don't pick. Think after the 300, the 100 and 200 are like that. There we go. So skip the 300 one also. So you want to try again, Kayla? Okay, find the product. That is correct. No, it's like super. I have to like turn my lights off because it glares between the two. Yes, it's negative 18b squared plus 8b. There you go. Okay, Jake, category of points. Me too. So add up all the x's and add up all the y's from both. Like if these are positives and those are negatives, you kind of add them together. 3x minus y. What'd you pick? Add and subtract? Yes, you're correct. So there's 4 positive x's and 1 negative x. So 4x minus x is 3x. And up here you have 2 positive y's and 3 negative y's. So 2y minus 3y is negative y. So like you had 4x plus 2y minus x minus 3y, which gave you 3x minus y. Okay? Category and points, Lily. Okay, go ahead and simplify. That is correct. That is correct. So you add up 3 plus 1 plus 5, and you get a to the 9. Okay, Spencer.
Degree in order 500.
Okay, degree in order for 500. Write in ascending order in terms of y. Now, 4x minus 3y plus, that is correct. So like the highest y needed to be at the end. And just like that, row 2 or group 2 is in the lead. So again, if it's in ascending, the highest y went at the end. Okay, category and points go to Emily. All right, let's add and subtract for 300. That is correct. So what is 7a minus 2b? Okay, so currently row 1 has 100, row 3 has 1, 2, 3, 400, and row 2 or group 2 has 800. All right, so Jalen, category and points go to you. All right, let's add and subtract for 500. Find the perimeter of the triangle. That's adding and subtracting. That is correct. Okay, so row 1 with the 500 points. You added up all the x's. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 8 plus 2 gave negative 6. So what is 2x minus 6y? Category and points, Kayla. Okay, finishing out the adding and subtracting column. What is the difference of the top minus the bottom? Not necessarily stacked like that, but top minus bottom. That is incorrect. That is correct. Okay, so 6x squared y minus 6x squared y zeroed out. 3xy squared minus 3xy squared zeroed out. However, negative 2 minus 2 became negative 4. All right, category and points, Noel. All right, multiply those monomials for 300. 2/3 x squared, all cubed. That is wrong. I mean, if you really need it. Jake, you're breaking my heart. That is correct. All right, so 2 cubed is 8. 3 cubed is 27. So you had 8 over 27, and then x squared cubed is like 2 times 3. So you had x to the 6th. So it was 8 over 27 times x to the 6th. That's exactly what it is. I mean, in all fairness, 8/27ths would be a decimal if you turned it into a decimal. And just like that, it gets heated in my classroom. Okay, Enzo, do you have the board? And Noel got it, so you get category and points. All right. Please simplify. That is correct. All right, so 3 times 4 is 12, and then you add your exponents, so you got x8, y4.
No, Lily Thursday.
Okay, category and points go to Spencer.
No way. I'll do a service to my team this time. Multiplying monomials 500. I think I can get it.
Really? That is incorrect.
Oh, wait.
Clean up the stuff. Emily has it. The 9s and the 1/9 cancel. It's x. It's x to the 4th, y to the 4th.
Are we at the negatives yet?
No, but you're pretty close. I always like your first one doesn't hurt you. It's the second one that hurts you. So like I give you like a free pass because I want you to try. And then if you keep trying, you lose money. So category and points back to Jalen. Okay. What is m to the 0? That is correct. Tess, I need to bump you up a little. I can see you over there. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, category and points, Aaron. I'll give a score update in a minute. What am I doing? Okay. That is correct. We cannot have a negative exponent. So to divide that or clean it up, you have to drop it to your denominator. So what is 1 over a squared?
I always get problems I can do quickly when numbers don't picture. I felt that.
All right, category and points, Noel. All right, multiplying monomials, 400. well, that's what you got. I'm sorry. Dividing monomials 400. That is correct. That was also correct. She beat you by a hair. It is 2a squared b squared all over c squared. All right, Jake. All right. We went real big. What is it called if you write something in order from smallest to largest? Thank you. Yeah, you do. So I'm giving both teams points because he screamed it and you knew it. All right. Let's go with a redemption degree in order 200. Please write your answers. Write in descending order. That is ascending order. That is descending order. Good. So it's negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Oh, you can judge him. So, Jalen, category and points. Come on, or I'm just going to pick. Okay, dividing for 300. That is correct. Watch though. Barely. Okay, it's b over c squared. Okay, category and points, Tessa. All right. Divide. Yeah, that would be nice for you. That is correct. All right, so it's 4c squared d squared minus 6. Okay, last one probably. It's Noel's pick. Nick got it right. What? Honestly, they're so loud in that corner. What'd you say, sweetie? The dividing for 100? All right, divide. Okay, Cole got it. Noel got it. Can you do it, Aaron? It is! Woo! We ended with perfection. All right, 4y plus 2x minus 2. Give me 1 second to go through and add up and see where our teams are. All right, so row 1. You have 100 plus 100 plus 500. So row 1, you came in at 700. Okay, row 3, 100 plus 100 plus 100, 100. 200, 200, 300, minus 500, and then a 400. Okay. Row 3 has 1,000, and here comes row 2. You guys are gonna have 100 plus 400 plus 200 plus 300 plus 300 plus 400 plus 1,000. So row 2 had 2,700. Yeah. Row 2 had more points than row 1 and row 3 combined.
Yep, you know where that came from? Or missed 1,000.
I'm in. No, that is not how this works. That is